Hey yo, what's going on, good people? I am your boy, Shamar, aka ALANLUX. This is something new. Wanted to come in here because one of my goals is to create more content and be consistent with that content that I'm creating. Because ALANLUX Studios LLC does have a lot of things happening in 2023, and I wanted to go ahead and get started now with getting in the routine of creating content and everything, and getting consistent with it, because I definitely want to document the journey that we'll be embarking upon next year. So I figured talk about something that I like talking about. I like talking about business. I like talking about my business. You know what I'm saying? And maybe you all can resonate with it. Maybe you all can find some inspiration from it. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna figure out what to do. I was like, what can this be? Can it be LUX Chat? Late night with Lux? Can't be late night with Lux, because late night to me is about 9:30, because your boy goes to bed. You know what I'm saying? Because I get up early in the morning. Now, in the first few years of my business, man, I'm telling you, it was straight no sleep. You know what I'm saying? Team no sleep over here. But now, yeah, I got to get my rest, because I got to be great. You know what I'm saying? I got to have that energy so that I can wake up and be great the next day. But anyway, I guess today I just wanted to kind of really give some of you all a background. A lot of you all may know, you know what I'm saying, especially on my Facebook, family, friends and stuff, some of that story, some of that journey. But then I found a lot of supporters on Facebook that I've never met in person. You know what I'm saying? We haven't talked outside of Facebook, and they just know from the moment that they met me. You know what I'm saying? But how do we get to ALANLUX Studios? What did that look like? So just real quickly, and I'm gonna try not to be long-winded, but I'm going ahead and tell y'all now, sometimes I'll get into a story and then I'll just get to talking and forget what the original thing was about. But we gonna work on that. I'm gonna try to keep myself on track and on target and get y'all up out of here, because I don't want y'all to have to stay too long. This first episode is more like, spades. We're gonna let that first hand bid itself, figure out what it do, and then from there we'll get some more structure, format, etc., all that good stuff. All right, so real quick, keeping it short and sweet, ALANLUX Studios LLC started on July 30th, 2016. So we've been in business for 6 years, almost 6.5 years now. But taking it back a little bit, I did go to college, University of North Carolina at Pembroke, UNC Pembroke, UNCP, go Braves. I studied economics and finance, so dual major there, got a Bachelor of Science. And being from Charlotte and being number 2 in the financial industry, I thought, hey, I got to go into banking. So started fresh out of college in banking at Wachovia. It was treasury management there. Worked there for a couple of years, switched over to Bank of America in Atlanta, Georgia. So Wachovia was here in Charlotte, and then Bank of America was in Atlanta, Georgia. I took a pay cut to go down there, but that's a whole nother story for the reason why I went down there. And we ain't getting into that today, but just know I left Wachovia, went to Bank of America, took a huge pay cut. But I said, I'm going to have to make this thing work, you dig? So, and I did. So was in Atlanta for, I think, 5 years. And then through the promotions that I got at Bank of America, they relocated me to Dallas, working there, doing my thing, you know what I'm saying, getting promoted and stuff. And everything was great, but I'm like, man, there's much effort and attention that I give to this other company. You know what I'm saying? I could be doing that for myself. Now, I had a small business when I was in college, and I actually kept it going when I was in Atlanta for probably 2 years. And then I got out of that. That was detailing. And I'm like, bruh, nah, I can't be doing all this car detailing. You know what I'm saying? This is the weather. It's hot in the summers, cold in the winter, but everybody still want to get their car done. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of physical labor. And to be honest, I didn't know what I was doing back then. You know what I'm saying? I did not know how to run that business. I just was fortunate enough to meet people, network, and I got put on to a celebrity client, played basketball for the Hawks, and I thought I was doing something. I wasn't doing nothing. I wasn't running that business properly. So I got up out of that and, continued to focus at the bank and stuff. So like I said, the bank relocated me to Dallas. I'm working there. And then I realized, man, there's a ceiling, there's a cap. So I could continue to bust my butt and work hard, but there's always going to be a cap to my potential at somebody else's business. So I wanted to make sure that I removed that cap, remove that ceiling. And the only way that I figured I could was through running my own business. And I thought about, what would that business be? And it was photography. So I took a course in high school. It was one of my extracurricular courses, and I loved it. We did a pinhole camera. So you take a soapbox. For those, youngins out there that don't know what a soapbox is, it's laundry detergent, right? It came in a box. It was powder. And so after you get all that powder out of there, you take that box and then you put a pinhole in it. Take a pin and punch a hole in it. And then you put a piece of photography paper in there inside the box, close the lid, and then you expose that pinhole. So you position the box wherever you wanted it to be. Expose it, and it was a long exposure, and the light from the sun was coming in. And then when we took that box inside, and that was darkroom days, you know what I'm saying? You actually took the paper, put it in the water, you had to develop all that good stuff. All that stuff was fun for me, right? And then to see that image pop up on that piece of paper, which it was a Honda CRV. I don't remember what year it was, but I knew it was a Honda CRV that I took a picture of. And to see that image pop up, I fell in love with photography then. But it was always a hobby, you know what I'm saying? And even when I was in Dallas, new to the city, I was trying to learn the city. So what I would do is I would jump on my motorcycle. I had a 2007 Yamaha R1. On the weekends when I didn't have to work or whatever, I would just jump on my bike and get lost. That's how I figured I would learn the city, right? And I would take my camera with me. And then I would, just ride out, take a stop, take some shots, made sure that my bike was in the shot. So I had sculptures, statues, landscapes, and all that kind of stuff. I would just position my bike, and her name was Stacy. So it was kind of like a Where's Stacy, series that I had together. I'm going to find some of them pictures and I'll put it in here so y'all can see it, because it was pretty fun. It was some dope stuff. I really liked capturing photos of the bike in Deep Ellum. So for all my Dallas folk, Deep Ellum, that was my spot. I would love to go over there and shoot because they had a lot of graffiti. It was like the real artsy district for those of y'all that don't know about Dallas or Deep Ellum. And so I'm like, okay, I love this. And my mom was like, well, trees and buildings don't have no money. How you going to make money from photography? And I'm like, here she go. And I kind of laughed. I'm like, you know what? You got a point. So how am I going to figure this out? So I said, if I'm going to start a business, it's going to have to be in Charlotte, where my network is. My family and friends are there. Those are going to be my first customers. So I got to find a way to get to Charlotte. Well, since the bank relocated me to Atlanta, let's see if the bank can relocate me to Charlotte so I can, start my business or whatever. And sure enough, maybe after a month of me saying that was my plan, I got, the bank to relocate me to Charlotte, came to Charlotte. Got here in October of 2015. And I said, all right, now I got to study. You know what I'm saying? I want to do photography, but I don't know what I'm doing. I got to study. I got to figure this thing out. So I took some courses. I took my first course in November of 2016. So a month after I got here, because I was researching it. Where should I go? Should I go to UNC Charlotte? Should I go to Central Piedmont, which is the community college? Take some online courses. What do I do? I found a business that actually did it. They were a photography company, and they did courses a lot cheaper than they were at the university or the community college. And I'm like, let me just take the first one to see, since it's a little bit cheaper, hopefully I can gain something from it. And I took that first one and I just kept taking courses. And after I finished level 1, because there was a certain amount of courses you had to take to finish level 1, I was eligible to do the internship. And the internship, I said, well, bet it ain't paid, but I'm going to do it. I have a job, so I wasn't worried about getting paid the money. I was more worried about getting the experience, because I knew that this company shot with so many different people, or did so many different types of photography. They did wedding photography. They did corporate events. They did some of the sporting events for the Charlotte Frisbee team, the Charlotte soccer team. just a lot of different stuff. And I knew I was going to have the opportunity to shoot all those different things. And for me, it was to figure out what was my niche. What did I like shooting? What did I not like shooting? First thing on the table, I ain't doing no weddings. We ain't doing no weddings. Did the sporting events and stuff, and I thought that was pretty fun. But when I was talking to different people over there, I'm like, yeah, it sounds like you would have to pretty much get a job on the team. You know, you would be working for the team. And my goal was to start my own business. I didn't want to work. I didn't want to leave the bank and go work, you know, for another company. How do I start my own? So I'm like, maybe not sports photography. But then we were doing a lot of event photography. So I did Leukemia and Lymphoma Foundation charity event, huge event. A lot of people out there for that event. It was uptown Charlotte. They raised a lot of money. I know they raised several $100,000. I think I want to say $600,000 in that one night. And I'm like, okay, these events are pretty dope. Just doing corporate events or, you know, these type of events. I think that's a lot of work still, but it's nothing compared to weddings, in my opinion. So I'm like, yeah, that's probably my lane, and, you know, family portraits and things like that. So again, I officially launched my business in July of 2016. So took the first course in November of 2015 and officially started my business in July of 2016. And I think I ended my internship in August of 2016, right? I started it, or I officially launched it based on a project that I shot. The project is called Natty Girl. And that was something that my mom, that was her brainchild. She was like, you need to shoot, you know, natural girls. Cause I think my mom had just did the big chop, you know, several of her friends and stuff. They did the big chop. They were going natural, and natural was starting to gain momentum around that time. So I'm like, you know what, that actually might be dope if we do that. Excuse me. So rounded up a few women of color with natural hair. I want to say it was 13. And we shot in May. They all came to the studio. I had 2 makeup artists there. Shout out to them, because I talked to one that I knew, Greg, and I was telling him that, you know, I'm doing this project. This is something new. I've never done it before. You know, how do I tell these women to bring, you know, their makeup? Because I wanted to be consistent and I wanted to look good. And he was like, I got you. I said, for real? And he was like, yeah. And I'll bring an assistant. I said, okay. So, you know, he brought his assistant, and they beat them women faces. Them women look gorgeous. And I was just sitting there just watching, you know, the women. They were having the time of their life. You know, they were getting makeup done. They had wardrobe in there. Now, they brought their own wardrobe. I didn't have a stylist or nothing. But they got their makeup done. They were changing wardrobe. They were coming in and out of the studio portion to do shoots, right? So they did individuals. They did some various group shots, all depending upon when they got their makeup done. I would just grab different ones and shoot, you know, different shots or whatever. And I remember Lemonade was hot at that time. So we were playing Lemonade in the background, and the women was just, they was having a ball. And I just sat back and I loved watching it. And then, like I said, that was in May of 2016. And then in July is when we did the reveal party. So they didn't see not one photo. And that's my thing. For those that have shot with me, they know I don't show no photos. I'm going to shoot all day. And now they're accustomed to just looking at my reaction, because I'm going to look at the back of the camera to see, you know what I'm saying, what the photos look like. And they just wait for me to give a little nod or something, or a little smile or smirk. And now that I know that they be looking for that, I try to keep my face, you know, clean. But anyway, back to what I was saying is that they never saw any of the photos. I did a reveal party. So we did it at Charlotte Art League. That was a museum here in Charlotte, or art gallery here in Charlotte, nonprofit. And I rented the space out. We had cocktail hour, and I thanked everybody for coming. I was officially launching the business. I was giving them prizes. I was just giving them door prizes, all kind of stuff, recognizing everybody that was a part of the team, everybody that helped out. Open bar, had some food there, networked with a couple of black owned businesses, had one drink the cake. They did cupcakes, had Chicken Box do the food, and like I said, an open bar as well. So they having a great time. Now, mind you, they in there for like an hour and a half, 90 minutes. Still ain't seen no photo because I got them hidden. I got them on the wall and everything. Shout out to my brother David. He the one that put all of them up on the wall. My brother Derek too. He came in and set up the walls, and David put the images on the wall. But then I had them, Derek and David, turn the wall around so that when the guests came, they could not see any of the photos. Now they saw the art that was in the art gallery, but the photos from the project, they didn't see it. So they in there 90 minutes. And I know they was like, well, when the hell we gonna see these pictures? So I was really building up. I'm wrong for that now that I'm thinking about it. I was really building up the whole suspense of it all and everything like that. And so after that 90 minutes of thanking all of them and saying, how awesome they were, I finally revealed, the photos or whatever. So I had them turn the wall around, and then it was like three different walls, right? So they went in there and they walked around. So it was like a whole exhibit. And I sat back and I took a couple of pictures, but mainly I just wanted to capture the moment, right? I just wanted to see what their responses were, what their reaction was. And they just loved it. They were in there just having at it, smiles larger than life. And I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. For me to create a space for these black women to come in and celebrate themselves. Because I don't know if y'all know, but a lot of women, when they do the big chop, they be all concerned because they ain't got no hair. It ain't funny. But they look in the mirror and stuff, and they go through they spell, because my mama went through it. My best friend went through it. A lot of them go through it. But now, and it was women of color at various stages of their natural journey, right? You had some that had just did the chop, some that are years in, some that are locking up. It was just various stages of it. But to see all of them embrace themselves and celebrate themselves and see the beauty within themselves, I was like, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And so after that event, I said, yo, I got to do it again. I got to do it for the fellas. You know what I'm saying? So that birthed the Hymn series, and the Hymn series was November 5th of 2016. So just a couple of months right after that. And so I got about 12, 13. I don't remember. I'm going to need a historian to come help me out to kind of document this stuff, because this is my legacy. This is history, you know what I'm saying, that we're creating here. And I need somebody to help me document this stuff. Now, I remember the dates. I remember exactly when the reveal party was, but like how many pages is in the publication, how many models, I may not remember that off the top of my head. But anyway, probably 11 to 13 male models. And same thing. It wasn't natural hair, but it was just, Men of Color, the Hymn series. And Hymn was an acronym for His Imperial Majesty, right? I just wanted to play it up for my brothers. I wanted them to know, you know what I'm saying? Y'all are somebody. We can celebrate y'all. So they came in and shot, same thing. They had a blast, and at this time I have a whole crew in there helping. We didn't have no makeup artists. We didn't have no stylists and nothing like that. The brothers had to come bring their own fits and everything like that. And I gave them different looks and different things that I wanted each one to do. Came in, pulled it off. They were in there singing. We had one playing the piano and everybody singing with them and stuff. So it was a whole party, and that was just for production. Again, they didn't see no photos until November 5th. Same thing. I hit them. So now we in there. This time we done did it big. We got a whole fashion show going on. We still got the cocktails going. We had vendors in there. We had a painter actually painting the day of the event. It was dope. And then I finally revealed the photos for them, and they did the whole thing, the walkthrough of the exhibit and everything too. And I had two brothers, had a little single tear coming down. that single tear, and I'm like, yo, I ain't had no females cry at the Natty Grill. Now they were all smiles, but nobody cried. But to see these fellas cry, that told me that's definitely my mission as far as my creative artistry, right? My artistry is to focus on the black man, capturing him, because we don't get to be celebrated. You know what I'm saying? We don't get to showcase ourselves, highlight ourselves in our regalness, our beauty, and things like that. So the black male models and black men, period, I focus my artistry on that. But of course, I capture all people of color, and I'm going to do that with everyone. But I just knew, hey, this is just another lane that I have to focus on, right? And yeah, that stuff just set it off. And with that, with those two events, people always talked about my logo, how dope my logo is and stuff like that. And I would put it on t-shirts for myself, you know what I mean? And I would wear it. And then they was asking about it. So I'm like, shit, I'm gonna start selling this. So I put my logo on t-shirts, put it on hats, put it on jackets. During the pandemic, 2020, when wasn't nobody booking no shoots, I was putting it on masks. I was doing the face shields, and I made more money in 2020 off of merch than I did in 2019 and 2018 combined off of just photography. People were just buying that. Now that can be in a different episode, kind of talk about how to maneuver and adapt through, challenges and changes in the environment and stuff. Because at first I was nervous when the pandemic came, like, damn, we don't get to go outside. We don't get to do nothing. How I'm going to make this money? You know what I'm saying? I got to figure out how to make this money by tomorrow. You know what I mean? And I figured it out, and I made more money by tomorrow than I did with 2018, 2019 combined. But anyway, we fast forwarded from that. So yeah, kind of like a dual thing. The merch and stuff came after the fact. So it wasn't anything that I strategically said that I was going to do. I just strategically knew I wanted to brand myself. I wanted people to see it on me as I was working, but I didn't know it was going to spill over into they wanted to buy it, and it was going to be generating income in and of itself. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's like the very quick version of that year one and how we launched and how we got started and what led me to doing photography anyway. And man, I've been running off at the mouth already. It's been about 20 minutes right now. And I'm like, that I can't keep y'all that long. I said I was going to keep y'all only 15 minutes max, but I'll put a pin in it for right there. Don't know who's watching this. Hopefully I have some entrepreneur Negroes watching it, some experienced entrepreneur Negroes, and some starting entrepreneur Negroes. I hope my people are watching this no matter at what stage y'all are, and y'all could possibly get some inspiration from it. And I'll just drop you some nuggets right here, 2 of them possibly. First thing is starting your business, starting your brand, what you're going to do. You need to believe in yourself. It's on a t-shirt. You see it. You know what I'm saying? You got to believe in yourself, because if you don't, who will? After you believe, you have to be you. That's on the t-shirt too. You see what I'm saying? Your superpower is not what you do, right? My superpower is not photography, because I ain't the best to do it. My superpower is me being me. That's what we have. We were uniquely designed to be who we are and to present that to the world. So don't do it on what you think people want. Don't do because you saw so-and-so do it and they had success in it that way. Be you and do you. Show up as you, and the rest will take care of itself. All right. I'm going to go ahead and leave out on that one. Let me know what you think about this. I'm going to shoot it regardless, but definitely let me know what you think about it. If you rock with it, cool. Tune in, comment, let me know. If you want me to talk about something, let me know that too. And I got a couple of entrepreneur Negroes that I know that I want to get on here. So we'll have some people on here telling their story, their journey as well. And we just keep dropping nuggets. Like I said, this is just content I'm putting out there. I want to get consistent because y'all going to see this journey in 23. All right, I'm going to let y'all go. Peace.